Joining us now, Rebecca Babin, CIBC, private wealth, senior energy trader. We had a move last week, I guess, and nothing got worse over the weekend in terms of Israel and Iran.
Well, so things did get a little bit worse. We actually saw both Israel and Iran both hit some energy infrastructure. The key here is they didn't hit oil infrastructure. And the second real key is they didn't hit any export facilities for crude oil. So you can hit internal domestic refineries in Iran. We will see a price reaction. But Karg Island, which is their export facility where they export every barrel that comes out, is a wide open target for Israel, and they haven't hit it.
Why?
I think there's two reasons. First, if you want the U.S. to come in and help you and maybe hit some of those deeper kind of nuclear sites.
The U.S. as in President Donald Trump.
Yep.
Do not mess with his inflation.
His lightning rod, and everyone knows it, and he's very vocal about it, is crude oil prices. So you do that, and you ultimately put yourself in a position where you've hurt the person you want to help you. And on Iran's side, keep in mind, you know, we're talking a lot about the Strait of Hormuz this morning. I've listened to all of your segments. Think about Iran here. If they go and kind of start targeting the Strait of Hormuz, who do they hurt? They hurt China, their biggest customer. They hurt themselves because they can't get their barrels out. That's their only stream of revenue to fund this war. So in some ways, I think what you're seeing is the market telling you, I know there's a higher risk that this escalates and we have like this tail event, but right now we don't think anyone's best interests in this conflict is higher oil prices.
Every Middle East conflict that I can remember over the last 30 years, people say, oh, it's only about the money. It's all about the oil and the money. Is that, in fact, the truth?
Well, I think it can be about a lot more than that, but I think the oil and the money drives a lot of it.
Everything. Right?
And I do. And
I shouldn't say that. It's the nuclear potential that has everyone on edge, but it is oil and money driving both sides of it.
It's the funding, right? That's how the IRGC has funded itself over the last, 10, 20 years is through that, smuggling oil out. They made out like bandits during sanctions, right? Because the IRGC smuggles it out and they keep the money, and that's how they funded their efforts. So it might not be like the kind of concept behind it, but it's certainly the financial driver.
Yeah.
You cover energy. You're not I guess, a geopolitical analyst on what Israel's end goal, or the United States as a sort of an ally, if you will, of Israel. How does this end, and does it end? Is it going to escalate from here in terms of the nuclear facilities? I keep asking this question about. There are many people. We had Dan Sonora on last week. That says if you don't do Fordo, you didn't do anything really. You're not finishing the job, and you're not solving the problem.
I think that's a huge question in the marketplace, and especially for energy in particular. It's like, how does this end? Does it end that they're forced to the table? Iran is forced to the table because things have gotten so bad, and then Israel is able to go in and really do what they need to do to eliminate the threat. And I think you're right. Israel wants every single nuclear site out of commission. I think one thing we jump to the conclusion at is that they have to get Fordo with our bunker bombers, right? They have got some covert exercises going on in Iran where we might not know exactly what they're capable of, but I think they want that facility. I don't think they'll stop before that. But at the same time, I think when we look at the end, for crude oil at least, what does that mean? Does that mean, okay, we don't have sanctions on Iranian crude anymore? Or is the flow still coming? Most likely, because Donald Trump really wants that. And then the other is, okay, maybe Iran does something. It's their last-ditch effort. Fordo's gone. They've lost everything. They go the Hail Mary for Strait of Hormuz. How long does that last? They have such little resource. And again, that's why crude oil is where it is.